stream this morning. Happy to be here with you once again. And then I welcome you back to the stream, okay? If this is your first time on the channel, I'm Isaac from Sinai Farms, and in this farm, I raise local chickens, okay? So guys, this morning, we are here in the farm, and then in this particular stream, I'm going to share with you certain behaviors of local chickens and how to manage them in order to maximize profit in terms of raising local chickens, okay? You know, local chickens, they have the ability to lay eggs, hatch their own eggs, and then produce young chicks for you. And then you are going to grow the farm, okay? So I just want to open them up. Let me open these small ones. Just open them, the small ones, they are going to get out themselves. Let's give them some time to see whether they can come out themselves. Okay, we have this mama up here. So guys, we are going to go to the layers house and then that of the brooding house, and then I'll share with you these behaviors, because these are some of the behaviors. If you cannot manage it well in your farm, then you are just inviting problem to your farm, okay? Augustine, good morning. So if you cannot manage these problems well, or if you cannot manage these behaviors well, these characteristics, is something inbuilt, okay? So if you cannot manage it well, then the growth of your farm is at stake. So now the first thing, let me share it with you before we go to the house. I will just give you a list of these behaviors. One, the ability of the birds to lay eggs. Okay, that is the first behavior, the ability of the birds to lay eggs. You have to know how to manage the birds well enough for them to lay eggs. Two, cannibalism. Fighting, pecking each other is a behavior you have to manage. Okay, if you cannot manage it well, guys, there is a problem. Okay. Three, you see, these birds, whenever it comes to laying and hatching, they always want to hatch their own eggs. Okay, they always want to hatch the eggs they've laid. So you have to manage that particular behavior. Okay, if you cannot manage this behavior well enough, then you won't see progress in your farm. So that is the third behavior of these chickens. Okay, now if you get to the farm, I'll add the others. So okay, so guys, if it comes to the birds, let's go to the house so that I'll share with you what actually caused this kind of cannibalism in the farm. The network is not friendly this morning. Yes, the network is not friendly this morning, but we'll try our best. Okay. So have you seen them? Okay. Have you seen? Some of them are not at wake, okay? They are still sleeping, okay? Now, whenever it comes to managing these birds, if you cannot take care of these birds well, guys, there is a problem. Cannibalism, what actually causes cannibalism in your farm is if during the time of feeding, okay, if you want to give them feed, you see that these birds will be fighting among themselves if during the time of feeding. Okay, now what actually caused that is, you know, they are struggling for food. Okay, survival of fittest. So what you have to do as a farmer to manage that is to have enough feeders in the house. There should be enough feeders. So here I have 5 feeders, okay? 5. They are made of local materials, okay? 5 or even more. So you must have enough feeders in your farm, in your house. Some of them farm to the extent of hurting themselves, okay? So you have to have enough feeders in the house to prevent that cannibalism, okay? I need you to work and grow the food. That's enough internet. That's enough. Okay. So guys, have enough feeders in your house so that the birds will not be fighting over food. Now, the second thing you have to do, if it is persistent, some of them is persistent, okay, they can fight. Let me show you this red rooster. Have you seen this red rooster? And then this black rooster, this boy, they can actually fight to the extent. So you have to manage that, okay? You have to do that. So how you manage this is you just separate them, okay? Give them different house. You separate them, okay? So this rooster, the other time I've taken the black one out of the house to the other house, okay? I make sure that he stayed there for some time before bringing it back, okay? So you have to remove them. If you see that a rooster, especially the roosters, they can fight over these hens, okay? So if you see that behavior continuing, you have to remove the roosters that are fighting. You have to remove them from the flock, okay? If that is happening, you are not taking care of them well, guys, they are not going to be mating the hens, and then the hens will just be laying table eggs for you. If you are into fertile egg production, fertilized egg production, if they are fighting, they don't have time to mate the hens. Okay, so you see that if one wants to mate the other one, or one wants to mate a hen, you see the second one running to beat him up. So if that is happening in your farm, the eggs they will lay will not be fertilized eggs. So you have to remove the ones that are fighting from the house and keep them separately, okay? So that is how you manage cannibalism in your farm. It can be the hens, you have to take them, okay? Now the second thing is cannibalism whenever it comes to these chicks. Let's see the mamas. Have you seen? Let's get into this house and let's check something, okay? So now we are in this house. This is the brooding house, okay? So all the birds has hatched. So if you check the house now, it's just empty. I'm rearranging the house, okay? I'm rearranging things. But if you observe clearly, we have one mama here, another mama here, another mama there, another mama down there. There are 5, okay? This one, I took it to the main house where she'll be taking care of the chicks up there. Now, you see, cannibalism happens within these mamas, okay? If they hatch like this, they always fight, and especially they peck the young ones. So if you are not careful, you can lose all your chicks. They'll fight to the extent of killing the chicks, okay? And then they don't care. They can peck chicks, okay? They will kill them. So if you cannot manage it well, it's going to affect you. Now, if you have, like, you are using the synchronized hatching system, all the birds hatching together, you don't need to put them together, okay? They are going to fight. And then if they are fighting, I told you, the chicks are not exclusive. So they fight and kill the chicks. So what you have to do is, I have a system that I use. I have a cage. I make sure that each chamber belongs to one mama, okay? Now, currently, there are about 12, and then all of them cannot be in the chamber, okay? I cannot give a chamber to 2. So what I have to do is I have to resort to the local way of managing this. The local way, see, have you seen this mama? Have you seen her? I just tie her, okay? I have a system. You have a way to tie her so that she will not feel hurt. This one too is also tied. The other one, she's also tied. That one far there is also tied. So you could see that the 4 of them are here in the same house. This, the feeders, they have their own feeders and drinkers allocated for them. So we have a way to tie them, which they won't hurt themselves, okay? They will not hurt themselves, okay? So you just resort to the local way. If it is within the mammals, so you just, have you seen it? So you just need to tie them up well enough. That's it, okay? We have a system to tie them. We have a way to tie them, okay? We knot the rope in a way that it will not hurt them, okay? Good morning, Has, welcome. I hope you are out of the accident. So guys, that is the way to manage cannibalism in the laying hens. And then whenever you have mammals, some of them can hatch. You just put stakes in the house and then tie them, okay? They will all be at their separate place with their feeders and drinkers. And then the chicks, they don't fight. So they will move around, they will move in the house freely, okay? Now the second thing is laying eggs, okay? See these birds, have you seen them? These birds, these layers, if it managed this behavior well enough in local chickens, guys, then that is the end of you. You know, local chickens, they can eat their own eggs, okay? And then whenever it comes to laying, they usually want to lay at a place of convenience. Now, a place of convenience is a place that doesn't have just a little bit more better today. I thank God for your life, as I'm very thankful that you are a little bit better today, okay? So whenever it comes to laying eggs, they want to lay eggs at a place that is convenient, okay? They see it that that place is free from distraction, okay? The place is somehow dark. That is why they usually want to lay at a secret, a hidden place. So whenever you want to set the places for them, the place must contain a certain amount of dark. There should be darkness at the place, okay? The pen, the coop that you are making for them, or the laying boxes that you are making, it should contain some amount of darkness, okay? They also like privacy. So if they don't see that, they will not lay at that particular point, okay? So you can see that, guys, the network is still disturbing because there's some kind of darkness, and then they feel that that gives them their privacy. So they always want to lay at the same place. Now, if they are laying at the same place, you have to be managing that, okay? You have to identify the eggs by the chicks, and then you have to be separating it, okay? In terms of keeping the birds, preserving it in order for them to hatch, you have to be making sure that you identify the eggs and then you keep it, preserve it well. If you cannot identify the eggs, fair enough, okay? But make sure that where the birds will be laying eggs, the place should be of privacy to them, okay? It should contain some amount of darkness. They also want their own privacy, okay? So you have to give it to them. Cannibalism is too much in my 1-2 months, yet they are all separated, and then the feeds are enough. The feeders are enough, okay? The feeders, make it to be enough, okay? These birds, they can fight. Local chickens are not like the exotic ones. They can fight. So if you have enough feeders, make sure it is enough, and make sure that you give the feed. All of them should contain feed, okay? These things happen if the birds are not having time, or they think that if they are not fast enough, others will eat. So they want to fight over the food. They fight, and then it do happen, okay? But normally, pecking each other is common in the birds. It's not a problem. But whenever it comes to cannibalism, that is when they will be fighting to the extreme of hurting each other, okay? So you have to prevent that. There should be enough feeders in the house, and then they should all contain feeds. So during the time of feeding, they will not be fighting over food, okay? During their leisure time, you will not see them fighting. That is birds. So whenever it comes to the eggs, you have to make sure that you set the place at a very good vantage. It should be a place of convenience, which should contain darkness. If there is no darkness at that particular place, the birds won't lay there. Okay, so you, the farmer that is setting the place, make sure that there is darkness. Okay, so now I received a question about if you want a bird to lay at a particular place, how will you go about that? You have to set that particular place should be a place of convenience. Say the bird has started to lay in this particular nest, which I don't want the bird to lay in that nest. I want the bird to lay in that nest. What happens is you have to prepare that nest where you want the bird to lay. You have to prepare that place, and then you take the bird. Anytime you feel that the bird comes in to lay, okay, she comes here to lay, you come, take here to the other nest, okay, and make sure that the nest have a cover. The laying box has a cover, a door, okay. So when you put her there, you close the door. After she has laid, then you open the door for her to go out. Okay, repeat that process 2-3 times. The fourth time, the bird itself will go to lay at that particular place. Okay, so if that happens in your farm, your bird begin to lay at a particular place which you want to change the place for her, you have to take her to the place that you want to your bird to lay at. Okay, you have to do that. Now whenever it comes to hatching, these birds, if you are raising them in large number like these ones, if you are raising them in and then the number is very huge, whenever it comes to this behavior for local chicken, they want to hatch. So it will come to a time, if they are laying, they become broody. But if we have 4-5 birds laying at one particular place, how are they going to brood the eggs? How will those 5 birds brood in one nest? So you have to take care of that behavior. They always want to brood. So among them, you have to select the best one that you think she can do the job. Oh, okay. So as I've started, when you get birds that are at the point of laying, you don't know which one will perform. So I'll advise you to test all of them. Okay, set eggs for all of them to see their ability. Some birds they can hatch 25 eggs, 20 eggs. But some, if you give them 10 eggs, they cannot hatch even 6 out of the 10. So you have to test. If you get all the birds, they are ladies, and then they are at the point of laying, and then they've started laying, test all of them, okay? Make sure that you are picking the eggs. If they are laying, pick the eggs, okay? If they become broody, set eggs for them at different places, okay? Use different nests. Don't allow 2 birds to brood the same egg. Don't do that. It's a waste of time. Okay? Don't allow 2 birds to be brooding one, let's say 10 eggs. No, don't allow that. If 2 of them are laying at a particular place, pick the eggs, preserve the eggs well. If they become broody, you set the eggs for them at different places. Don't allow birds to brood at the same place. Okay? They will do it. And then they always do it. They want to be in the same nest, brood. So if that happens, it's a problem. So you have to manage that behavior for them. Okay? You cannot take it out from them. They are broody, so you cannot take it out. The only way is to give them separate eggs to hatch. Okay? So guys, these are the most crucial behaviors in terms of these local chickens, and then how to manage it for them. Okay, so cannibalism, I shared with you how you can manage it. Whenever it comes to cannibalism in these mammals, whenever they hatch, I show you how you can manage it. Whenever it comes to the birds, these grown-up ones, if they are fighting, you have to remove them. And then one advice that I would like to share with you is, if you get a place or your farm is big enough, sizable enough, you have chambers enough, you have to make sure that whenever you have, let's say 5 or 10 roosters, separate them, okay? Separate the roosters. Give each one, let's say 5 hens, 7 hens or 10 hens. Okay, if you have the place, just do it like that. Okay, if they are fighting, just give them their separate hens in their separate chambers, and then they'll be there. You avoid fighting among them. Okay, so let's say I have 3 rooms now, 1 2 3, and I have, let's say, 30 hens. 10 hens will be in this room with a rooster. 10 hens will be in the next room with their rooster. And then in the third room, 10 hens will also be in the third room with their rooster. Okay, it will help you. So cannibalism among them. Okay, whenever it comes to the chick, this. So guys, the network is actually disturbing. So that is how you manage setters. Most of the common behaviors in local chickens, that is how you manage it for them. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this time with me. If this is your first time, make sure you subscribe, join the family. We are almost there. We are almost at the mark. So any question you have, leave it in the comment box below. I'll reach out to you, or if I'll do videos to explain them for you, I'll do it. Okay, so guys, just be grinding, focus on the farm, practice things that resonate well with you in the farm, practice it, and then you are going to grow your farm in no time. Okay, so guys, this is where we'll be parting ways. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow for another wonderful one like this. This morning the network is not actually helping, so I just want to make it snappy, wrap everything up, and then see you tomorrow. Okay, so if you are new, subscribe. If you are an OG, hit the thumbs up, share.